Good morning. What a beautiful day in the neighborhood. I'm host Yolnda Hinton, and this is FYI Morning Show Live. I'm here with my co host and contributor, Jason L. Baker. Today, we're going to talk about cryptocurrency and more. Want you all to just hold tight. I want to first welcome our listeners and viewers. Facebook Live, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. TikTok is already up and popping. Good morning, Destiny and Paulette and Leonardo. Make sure you all like, share, comment, and subscribe. Go over to the newest platform on YouTube, and that's FYI Radio Show host Yolnda Hinton. And you can always go to Cristo Records One, CRISTO Records One. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, follow me, and I promise I will follow you back. Our sponsors, we have Beard Gods, BEARDGODZ. Go to the website, www.beardgods.com. Let them know that we sent you over there. Also, go to Bulvic Academy, www.bulvic, bulvicacademy.com. And go over there and check out some of the anti-bullying initiatives we have over there. We have books, we have games, we have all blogs, we have all kind of things over there. And go over there and check it out. We have a great event coming up in October. I'll tell you about that a little bit later. In the meantime, I want to welcome our co-host and contributor, Jason L. Baker. We're going to be talking about cryptocurrency on today. And the topic of discussion is how U.S. and global affairs impact the cryptocurrency market. Good morning, Jason.
Well, good morning, and glad to be back and hope all is well. How you been doing?
I'm doing good, and I'm telling you, cryptocurrency, you and cryptocurrency stay on my mind. And I can't help but think about it because I get so excited about learning more and more about it. You know, you have a great topic here, and I just wanted to go ahead and jump into it and just let our audience enjoy some of the information and research that you've done. I've had a few people, Jason, that said they're going to be sitting tight. They had the pen and pencil because they really want to know more and more about cryptocurrency, and they have really enjoyed when you come on and give us the information that we need.
I appreciate that, and I'm definitely glad to contribute. As much as I know, again, I'm a crypto enthusiast.
Yes.
So, in other words, I am someone who has been involved in crypto, and I believe in the way and the direction that crypto is going when it comes to financial markets in the future.
Yes. Can you start with cryptocurrency 101 and tell our audience that may not know a lot or just may know a little about what cryptocurrency is?
Yeah. So I'm in the past, I've talked about cryptocurrency, but I'm going to change it up, and I'm going to talk about and introduce a term that's gaining more traction: the crypto ecosystem. When we think about cryptocurrency, the first thing that comes to mind is Bitcoin. And so everybody kind of gravitates toward that because that is the essentially the original token that has essentially started it all way back in 2003, 2005 time frame. And from there, it has expanded into an ecosystem that includes blockchain ledgers. The blockchain ledgers is really the foundation of how cryptocurrency ecosystem is able to work, because that ledger is very important in identifying each transaction down to the decimal point of what is transmitted peer to peer across the ecosystem.
Absolutely.
The other piece is the tokens. And so you've got the coins, you've got the tokens. You think about Bitcoin, which is the coins. You got tokenization, and we're at a point that innovation has carried us so far that real world assets are being tokenized. If you can imagine, housing is being tokenized. If you can imagine, dollars are being tokenized or remitted, depending on what country you're from, is being tokenized. You also have miners. Miners are individuals who actually apply technology to be able to sift the cryptocurrency, whether it be Bitcoin or whatever other type of token that is in the ecosystem. And then there's DeFi, which is the biggest, most dramatic portion of this. DeFi is the engine that drives the ecosystem next to the blockchain. And so these are the dynamics that make up cryptocurrency. When people think of cryptocurrency, it is the art, the science, the innovation, and the technology that drives this whole ecosystem forward.
Amazing. Let's get into the topic, Jason, how U.S. and global affairs impact the cryptocurrency market. Here's a question for you regarding regulatory convergence. It seems it is accelerating across major economies. Talk to us about how governments are shifting from fragmented oversight to formal licensing regimes. Also, can you give an example of how or where it is occurring?
So before I dive into that question, I want to kind of set the stage.
Yes, please.
Current administration has really contributed to where we are in the crypto sphere or the crypto ecosystem. If we go back prior to 2025, there was a fight against cryptocurrency. And I will say from 2000 teens up until 2025, there was this legislative infighting. There was this business infighting about the viability of crypto. And you would hear many economists would say crypto is a scam. You would hear many legislators say that it is dangerous.
Wow.
And anytime something new comes onto the horizon and it challenges the current bureaucracy, it causes contention, and change has to come over time. It has to come with an open mind, and it is also something that has to come with meeting governments and people at their point of need. Where the big shift came was, and I'm not trying to make an argument for or against a person,
Yeah.
but if you recall, 2023-24, there was a lot of lawsuits against a particular person who's currently in the White House.
Yes.
And this person's assets were frozen by the previous administration.
Yes.
And out of desperation, and I'm speaking in relative general terms, this person had to turn to crypto. And
Yes.
it saved his regime. It saved his empire. It saved his enterprise. If that person hadn't turned to crypto, probably wouldn't be number 47.
Yes.
And probably wouldn't be a brand as we still know it today.
Mm.
And so this person saw what it could do. And then that person, when they got elected in November 2024, there was this surge of interest.
Yes.
In the economy, surge of interest in crypto. And when that person put out 36 hours before they took the presidency, a meme coin,
Yes.
that person's influence introduced a population who thought it was a scam,
Wow.
thought it was a bunch of hogwash, or didn't even know about it. He introduced them to something that they hadn't thought about.
Wow.
Now, here's what it did. It did two things. This person at the time was 78 years old. They had worked all their life just to have a net worth of just over $1.2 billion. In 36 hours of releasing their meme coin, that person's net worth that they had worked all 78 years overly doubled to
Whoa.
$3.4 billion in 36 hours through crypto. Individuals who were in the know of when that meme coin was released made a killing. Now, that's how they made it. Here, individuals who don't understand crypto
Yes.
and were interested and were greedy decided to join the bandwagon, and they got washed out. There was a gentleman who was into the and I will use this word lightly, the cult mindset of crypto as it related to the person,
Yes.
and believed that that meme coin was going to go sky, 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 sky high. And what it did is it went sky, sky high, and then it tanked. This person in 48 hours lost $1.1 million. On this hand, the influential individual, his net worth increased 1 point something billion. On this hand, the retailer, who didn't know what he was doing,
Yes.
went in the hole 1.1 million. And that kind of sets a framework for answering this question about regulatory convergence.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I'm giving you a crumb so that I
Yes.
can give you a fire hose of a mouthful.
Yes.
So, given that backdrop, it is very important that if crypto is going to be a way of life coming in the next decade, that we understand both institutionally, governmentally, and individually how it works and what it is. If we don't have these institutional frameworks and these governmental frameworks and these oversights that are laid in to ensure that there's protections, then what we'll have is a wild west of Ponzi schemes
Yes.
and institutions that are taking advantage of retailers, us, and running up crypto and then dumping it, running it up and dumping it. And what does that cause? That causes uh, a, a contentious situation where you have individuals who don't trust the system.
Absolutely.
One of the things about the US dollar is we know it's not backed by anything substantial. The US dollar is backed by the idea of trust. It's backed by the idea that it has value. So just imagine if the US dollar didn't have its governmental framework and it operated like the Wild Wild West of crypto, what you would see, not just in the United States and but globally, you would see the things that happens in various pocket countries, things that have happened in Uganda, things that happened in Germany in the early 1900s, things that happened in other countries where the inflation soared so high that their money was worthless. And you have books and books and books of money just to buy bread. And so the thing is as a from a perspective of global fintech, we've got to have the framework, not just in the United States, but across borders, to ensure that institutions, governments, and individuals are protected from this wild, wild west potential Ponzi scheme, potential rise and dumping of crypto. And
Absolutely.
there are some things that we'll talk about later, such
Okay.
as markets and crypto, um, Clarity Act, and Genius Act that kind of set those frameworks. And I'm going to pause right there.
Absolutely. Um, Trusting this framework, trusting those that are in government uh, that regulate, that's going to be key because, again, like you said, you can have something over here that is it's like you said, it could end up a scheme or people perceive it as a scheme. Then you have over here where there's ignorant mistrust and fear. This is a recipe for disaster, actually.
Yeah.
And so it's so important that there are regulations, but there is an important as well as those that are regulating are truthful and they're teaching us the direction. Because Jason, to tell the truth, where do we start? Where do we begin? All of a sudden, we hear this thing, cryptocurrency, and all of a sudden, it's like, okay, what's that? And who can teach me? And how do I know who to trust? And so, it's really key for those the powers that be, have things in place, but also that they can be trusted and they can teach us the way.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about the cross-border cooperation. So far, 68 countries enacted or proposed crypto-specific laws, as many as 42 countries in 2024 alone. Please give us a breakdown on what this means.
Okay. So I'll talk about a couple things. The first thing I'll talk about is Swift. And we've talked about Swift um, a couple times before. And
Mhm.
Swift is essentially the financial hegemon by which uh, finances are transacted across
Yes,
borders.
yes,
Um, it is the way we conduct transactional finance globally. Well, um, and I'll say this for I'll tread lightly as best I can and not offend an economist or anything like that. But Swift is old bureaucracy at this point, and it knows that. I've given examples of how if you're in London and you call me and you say, "Hey, I need $1,500," I can wire you $1,500 on the Swift network. And today is what, Wednesday?
yes,
You might get it Saturday if the
yes,
call
you're
goes.
right.
Yeah, that's a long time because when you called me today, you needed it
Today.
today.
Hmm.
And so um, economists understand that we have to move beyond the speed of bureaucracy and at the speed of innovation.
Ooh,
And in order to do that, we've got to change the way the processes, the policies that govern how finance is transacted, and we've got to apply the technologies that
hmm,
are currently resonant. And so when you take a look at blockchain technology and cross-border transactions through the blockchain and also on various ledgers, um, and I'll just put a plug in for XRP Ledger and Ripple Ledger. Um, these transactions happen within a split second,
ooh,
and so Swift has actually been in the process of testing the various ledgers um, to see, how these changes can be made, and it's been happening in an undercurrent. So they still have the bureaucracy going, but they're doing beta tests between institutions with government support and government oversight um, to see how well this works when it comes to international transaction transmittance. Now,
Absolutely.
this is what's going to happen at some point. At some point, they're going to flip the switch, and we're going to go from being on the old system of remittance where it takes a few days to being on the new system where it takes split.
Ooh,
I want everyone to consider the platform we're on now, StreamYard.
yes.
10 years ago, for us to have this, I would have had to travel to your location
Mhm.
for us to have this conversation. And it probably would have been on another forum like on actual radio, um, or it would have been on a platform, a streaming platform in its infancy compared to where it can something like that. So these are the things that some will come with subtlety and some will come all of a sudden.
Okay.
And when it comes to the process of international remittance transactions, that's going to come very suddenly for the retailer, but it will come with subtlety
Yes.
for institutions and government, and it's happening right now.
Wow. So, Jason, this is just a hypothetical question. Do you feel as though people have been in the background for such a time as this, working on this, working so it could be suddenly? I mean, how long do you think people have been preparing for this time of crypto? Going from an old system to a new system. Who
Yeah,
thought of it, and how long ago was it thought of in order for us to be at this point where we are now?
that's a very loaded question, and I will attack it as deeply as I can, but as succinctly as I can. So, yay yonder and hundreds of years ago, so the thing is, we kind of got to go back to a baseline, um, and I'll just go back to the Dutch Guilder.
Mhm.
That, if I'm recalling correctly, and they can get me in the comments if I'm not correct, but that became the first, as they call it, a global, uh, what do you call it, global currency.
Mhm.
And then that failed. And then there was another one. And then that one failed. And then there was the British pound. And then that failed. And then there was the US dollar. And this is where we currently are. And there have been lessons learned uh, throughout history on what caused a particular currency to become the global standard and what caused it to fail. And so when we look at the economies of scale, when we look at military action, when we look at uh, innovation, and when we look at exploration and expansion, these are the things that cause it to come up, to to kind of plateau
Yes.
and to fall. Where it plateaus is where it becomes the new normal. Where it begins to fall is where folks get greedy,
Oh.
overextend themselves, and we can't agree on the way forward because of the new normal and because of the greed. Fast forward to where we are right now, expansion. There's no more land, and Antarctica is off limits. So, where else can we expand? Space? Yeah.
Yes.
That's what people are talking about.
Absolutely.
Actual space up in the sky, or we're talking about technological space, the technological, expanding the technological space, the technological ecosystems. And so these are the places where we have new frontiers in innovation. When you look at the dollar is bureaucracy, and it is the new normal, and people are greedy. And politically, we can't decide on what direction we need to go or want to go, and to ensure that the dollar survives.
Yes.
And so we're at a critical phase in in the modern era, on where we're going to be, when it
Mhm.
comes to the dollar being a global currency. And there is a great fight to keep the dollar in its dominance, because right now it's
Yes.
being challenged by something called BRICS, which you haven't heard about this year, but you heard about a lot of it in 2025. Anybody doesn't know what BRICS is? It is a conglomerate of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and a host of other countries that have come together to do trade amongst themselves as as a, I guess, a push off to the dollar.
Yes. Yes.
And so that challenges the dollar. Also, resources are becoming limited. So we've got this issue where we went into Venezuela and, took their,
Yes.
I'll leave it at that, took their, but guess what's in Venezuela? Oil. Um,
Ooh.
what we got over in Iran? Oil. And somebody said on national television, I would love it if we just went over there and took their stuff.
Mm.
All right. And so right now you've got these smoke screen type of skirmishes that are going over across the globe over finite resources that keep the new norm and keep us from dipping when it comes to the bureaucratic dollar
Yes.
and the petrodollar that's attached or pegged to it. And so, to kind of bring it full circle to your question, is that um, we have to kind of look at history to understand where we're going
Okay.
in the future. And we've looked at history, and history says if we continue to repeat these cycles, we're going to fail.
Oh, wow.
However, if we take a look at the innovative horizons of technology and capitalize on those and ensure that we have a standard blockchain
Mm-hmm.
where each decimal spent is identified between parties, organizations, then and you can point to where the error is. Right now, you can't do that
Right.
because there's monies that are being diplomatically transacted under the table. And then when you do audits, government audits, it's like, well, what happened to that billions of dollars? What
Yes.
happened to these billions of dollars? Well, diplomacy dictated what happened to that money, and that regime's gone, and they didn't tell us, so we don't know. Blockchain technology ensures accountability
Mm-hmm.
of every dollar and dime or every digit that is being transacted.
Wow.
That is the uh, answer,
Mm-hmm.
ways, the positive answer uh, to how we need to go in the future. Now, I'll
Absolutely.
put a footnote in there, which
Uh-huh.
theorists say, and we'll leave that for another discussion.
For another time. Absolutely. Let's talk about the elephant in the world, President Trump. It's a no brainer that he exerts geopolitical influence. But how has his influence impacted the cryptocurrency market, and how has it impacted him? And we talked about that a little bit about how.
Oh, yeah, we have. So we talked about how his net worth increased.
Mm-hmm.
36 hours. And in previous podcasts, I talked about how he has made it very clear that he wants to move away from bureaucracy and start moving toward um, innovation because he understands what it did for him and his family. And it has significantly paid off for him and his family. Um, One of the things before I get to him is what he's trying to do with the country.
Okay.
So he used himself as a beta test, and it worked. So he said, if it works for me, it might be able to work for the United States. And why would he do that? Well, it's because he inherited, uh, what is it, $29 trillion deficit.
Yes.
And we understand that the interest on that was coming due, and the government didn't have the money. So, how do you and where do you get this money from to be able to pay the interest so that our those who have bought our stock can keep our stock and keep trust in the dollar going.
Yes.
So he instituted the cryptocurrency strategic reserve, which
Mhm.
included Bitcoin, Ethereum, and others. And what that did was give hope to individuals, retailers that were invested in crypto to say, well, this is going to be a way forward, then that's going to enrich me. Well, institutions don't necessarily care that we're going to, so they're like, well, if it's going to enrich them, then we want to get a piece of it. Then other
Yes.
countries said, well, if the US is going to, benefit from it, then we want to get in on it. And so now you've got this ripple effect where you've got various countries that are their governments are investing in crypto, and they're also taking a look at blockchain technology and understanding the benefits that will bring in addition to implementing crypto ecosystems within their governments and institutions and for their individuals. So that is kind of the framework that gets us from where we were in 2025 to where we are in 2026. How has it enriched Trump?
Yeah.
Trump's made $1 billion, $1.3 billion in 2025.
Yes.
I'm not talking about the 1 point something billion that he made in 36 hours. I'm talking about an additional 1.3 to 1.4 billion since then. The meme coin, the Melania coin, World Liberty Financial, which is run by his sons, but has the Trump brand. And oh, by the way, World Liberty Financial not only hosts its own crypto portfolio, but is also a token.
Wow.
So, in other words, Trump, true to himself, branded himself in the crypto ecosystem. And both he and his family had been and those associated with him
Yes.
had been enriched. Not only that, has enticed other governments to invest in World Liberty Financial and the Trump enterprise. And so, yes, his impact, his influence as number 47 uh, has enabled him to be able to enrich his position along with those that are associated and affiliated with him to include institutions and select high net worth individuals that have interest in the crypto economy.
Jason, do you think presidents that come behind number 47 will pick up the mantle and do the same? Will they have the capacity or capability of understanding crypto like that? Is it a president thing? Is it just somebody that has just taken hold of something and taking advantage of something that has come into the land. Do you think other presidents will have that same, capability?
Well, I want to kind of give you some imagery.
Hmm.
Imagine yourself at the bottom of a hill and the elephant's coming running. Okay. And imagine you're number 48 and you want to undo everything that 47 did. But everything that 47 did is that elephant.
Woo.
What are you going to do? Are you going to be like, halt? Are you going to shoot the elephant? Because even if you shoot him, guess what? You're going to be responsible for what happens after. So if you shoot the elephant, well, the elephant can tumble over and crush you.
Yeah.
Or you can stop it dead in its tracks. And then you say, well, I stopped it. Now what? So numbers, whomever beyond 47, have to consider what the impacts are going to be for the greater good of the country and for our allies, as well as the impact on global finance.
Woo.
So, what I believe number 47 is going to do, he's going to pack that elephant with as much speed and weight possible, and he's going to put that incline on such on such a depth that once he galvanizes it, nobody can stop it.
Woo.
And you're going to have to just step to the side and say, let me jump on and keep going.
Woo.
And so that's what we have to consider going forward. I understand that and let's just talk about it. You got Republicans, you got Democrats.
Yes.
What we don't know it's going to happen beyond Trump, MAGA. We don't know if that's going to die out. I believe it will.
Yeah.
And then we'll be back at still got Democrats,
Mm-hmm.
but then the GOP has to understand what it is. So right now there's infighting. You've got MAGA Republicans, you've got what they call the Rhino Republicans in name only, then you got the GOP. And the GOP are slowly dying out because those are the individuals that are the silent generation,
Yes.
boomers, and Gen X.
Yes.
But when you're talking about millennials, Gen Alpha, Gen Z, they have no concept and no understanding of how things were pre a person named Obama.
Mm. Yes.
They don't understand.
Mm.
They have no concept. We know, we remember,
Yeah.
and we were living it, but we weren't experiencing it.
Wow.
And that's the difference. And even the Democrats have to really kind of figure out who they are, because what they did in the last administration and the blunders that they made
Woo.
contributed to where we are today.
Yes.
So thanks a lot, Democrats, for your failures in getting us to where we are today. Now you've got work to do in order to get yourself redefined and say what you truly believe in as a party. So beyond 47, the two parties are going to have to truly redefine who they are for the nation. And in doing so, there's going to have to continue to be bipartisanship to ensure the survivability of these United States of America, maintaining its status as the empire
Yes.
of the current earth.
Yes. That's right. The
Yeah,
world.
yes. I mean, whether you're Democrat or Republican, you don't want the United States to fail in its mission of being whatever beacon that
Yes.
it needs to be, whether that be diplomatically, militarily or economically.
Ooh, jeez, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Ooh, what about? I know that the president operates at a high strategic level. Can you give other examples of influential individuals or organizations that are impacting the fear greed index,
Uh,
the crypto market?
Michael Saylor.
Say that again.
Michael Saylor. So he's the CEO of Strategy.
Okay.
Uh, the dude's a big deal. Um, he's and if you look at him, you'd be like, "Who's this guy?" Because he's not the most polished looking dude
Uh-huh.
because he's got this beard and he looks real scruffy like me. And but he is a big deal when it comes to crypto, particularly Bitcoin. And his thing was buy Bitcoin, hold on to Bitcoin, never sell Bitcoin.
Hmm.
And formerly MicroStrategy, Strategy Now, has been one of the leaders in acquiring uh, a foothold on global Bitcoin. Um, Now, this is where he's affected fear and greed index recently. Over the last few weeks, he sold some Bitcoin,
Hmm.
and everybody went, "You sold?" And he, he only sold like a couple of $1 million, several $1 million in Bitcoin. But this is the guy who Bitcoin maxis look to. He is, their Neo when it comes to Bitcoin. And he did something that he told everybody not to do, sell.
Yes.
And he affected the fear greed index. And the fear greed index, if people don't know, when it comes to cryptocurrency, it goes from a scale of 0 to 100. And when it gets over 50, that's when folks are getting greedy. That means the economy is doing very well. People have discretionary income and money that they're willing to risk. When it's below 30, that's when times are tight, inflation is high, and folks are holding on to what they got.
Yes.
And he affected the fear greed index, pushed it below 30, and pushed Bitcoin down as well. Now, this is what happened when he before he sold Bitcoin, it was at 68,000. When he sold it, it sank down to 62,000, then 58,000, right at 59,000.
Whoa.
Guess what he did when it sank to 59,000?
He got more.
Yes.
He went and bought more.
Yes. So what he did is he violated his own rule, caused people to lose faith, and went in and swept all the money from up under him and enhanced his position. Now that's influence.
That's influence.
I
But
can't,
that
yeah.
but that brings to the consumer a sense of instability. It's like, okay, how do I trust what I see or hear or what this is? Talk a little bit about the part where not only that happens, but that scamming piece where people, because they don't know or don't understand or don't have enough knowledge, they fall into the hands of the schemer.
Yeah. So this I'll approach this that's a multi-pronged question. Um, First things first, if you don't know what you're doing, then you're setting yourself up to make a mess.
Oh, wow.
If you don't know what you're doing, you're setting yourself up to make a mess. Imagine a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and you never heard of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And you try to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You're going to make a mess.
You're going to make a mess.
How do I know? Because somebody introduced a double-decker peanut butter and jelly sandwich. His name was Papa Joe. And he didn't show me how to make that sandwich, but he gave me a piece. And one day he was at work and I was hungry and I wanted what he gave me. And as I was taking a bite, he walked through the door and he said, "Man, what is that you got? That thing was this big."
It was all wrong.
Did a triple whopper of a peanut butter and jelly. I made them in jelly and peanut just pouring everywhere. And he took a big hunk. Give me some. I made a mess.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Yes.
The thing is when it comes to things that you don't understand, it is important to go on this thing called a web browser and to look up information at your own pace to get an understanding of what it is, just a basic understanding. So the thing is, understand for yourself.
Yes.
And know what you don't know and be like, I don't understand this. That's first things first. I don't know what this is. You know that you don't know it. So you need to get to a point where you kind of at least know the definitions. Well, what is crypto? What is Bitcoin? What is a crypto ecosystem? What is a blockchain? These are the foundational things that we want to skip over and get straight to the money.
Wow.
You can't invest in anything without understanding the foundational basics of it. You can't start building a house without understanding the foundation that you're going to build a house on.
Yes. Somebody
Somebody once said, I ain't trying to preach, you build a house on sinking sand. Okay? So the bottom line is you have a vision for a house, but if you don't understand what you're investing in, you're going to make a mess. So that's point one. So understand what you're investing. Second thing, or understand what you're trying to get to. The second thing is who you follow.
Ooh. Wow.
And so the individuals that you follow, test them.
Mhm.
Don't just give your mind and your heart over to who you're listening to,
Yes.
because they have their own vision and their own agenda. Sailor has his own agenda. So if I'm a retailer who's a Bitcoin maxi and I'm listening to Sailor, well, Sailor is a multi-billionaire, and I got some change left over from my 40-hour work week. It's two different agendas here.
Yes.
This guy is trying to, he's got investors and he's got a company. He's got a vision and he's got a scale. And he's got to keep on coming up with ways to scale so he doesn't plateau and fall off.
Yes.
At the end of your 40-hour work week, you trying to decide which bill you going to pay, which meal you going to eat,
Yes.
and how much you got left over. So the bottom line is, if you're listening to this guy, well, I'm not saying you can't listen to him, but qualify who you listen to. And
Yes.
make sure that it's at the level in which you're trying to invest. The third thing, don't be greedy.
Ooh. Bottom line.
We're looking for what we call the hookup.
Mhm.
There's no hookup. There's either you're going to make money because you understand what you're doing, or you're going to lose money because you don't. And that brings us to the scams.
Yes.
There's a couple of instances where you have, and notice I talk about 50 and older, the Gen X,
Yeah.
the silent generation, and we're used to a certain level of interaction. We're used to person. We're used to trusting. And so what we do is, I heard about this thing called crypto, and then somebody overhears you and they have poor intentions.
Ooh.
And they reach out to you and say, hey, I understand you want some information about crypto. Yeah, tell me more about that. Yeah, we're coming up with a group and we're trying to, fund this, that, and the other, and you can bring some other folks with you. And the next thing you know, you're caught up in some kind of Ponzi scheme.
Yes.
Or somebody's reaching out to you via email. You didn't ask for them to reach out to you, but how did they know? Well, you had this thing right here.
Yes.
You got some kind of app on, and it hears you when you talk, and your information, your data's being sold, and data breaches happen. Your information gets sold on the dark web, and scammers get it, and they get your email address, and they get your number, and they reach out to you, and you didn't ask.
Yeah.
But you're greedy, and you're interested, and you're ready to take out your hard-earned money and hand it over to somebody that you don't know. You haven't qualified that person because you don't understand the basics of what you're trying to invest yourself into.
Boy.
50 and older, don't be greedy.
Don't be greedy. You're going to fall into a trap.
Yes.
Jesus, that's amazing. Let's talk about an area that might not seem related to crypto. Ooh, this is interesting to me. The market, but for some reason, it's beginning to tie the crypto in stride with the stock market.
Yeah.
Jason, the Federal Reserve. What do you believe are the factors regarding Fed policy shifts that have become a macro driver in the crypto market? How do these two, are they married? What is the stock market, crypto, the Federal Reserve? Talk about that.
So we talk about institutions getting involved in crypto.
Mm-hmm.
And so the more they get involved and the more the crypto platforms are trying to get involved in banking, what you see is a synergy of interests. And that synergy of interests has to do with the retailer,
Yes.
the people. And so, where do institutions get their money from? And how are they able, and not saying where they get their money from, where are they able to borrow from?
Yes.
Well, you got to look at the Fed. So we've got a new chairman.
Yes.
Just Chairman Walsh. And Chairman Walsh recently spoke before Congress. And you understand 47 is just like, we need to get the Fed rate down. But you got to understand, inflation continues to spike.
Yes.
And there has to be there's a very delicate balance in that. If you just push the rate down, the interest rate down, then you could essentially devalue the dollar. And we don't want to do that. Yeah, you'll have more money to spend, but you'll have less value in the money that you spend. So the thing is, I got $50 right now, and a bag of groceries costs me 25. But the Fed rate goes down, the dollar's devalued. I got $50, a grocery costs $42.
Wow.
Same groceries. So the thing is, there's got to be a delicate balance to ensure that interest rates and inflation, that they coexist in a way that it benefits the nation, the dollar, and the retailer. So when we take a look at that, and I'm going to take a look at this Fed rate here. We're currently at roughly about 3%.
Yeah.
What that has done with crypto, with Bitcoin, and I'll just say this: when it comes to cryptocurrency, last year was all-time highs. That was called a bull market. Right now, we're in what we call crypto winter.
Ooh.
And that's where people aren't interested in crypto because it's so low. This is where people need to be interested in crypto because it's so low. People get interested when it's high. You need to be interested now because it's low. And it's low because of inflation. What is inflation? Inflation pretty much says institutions, uh, we got money that we'll lend to you, but it's gonna cost you.
Yes.
Well, institutions look at us and say, we got money we can lend to you, but it's gonna cost you too. And what we say is, I just finished my 40-hour work week. I just decided I'm gonna pay this bill. I'm gonna go and eat this, and I got this change left over. My money's funny right now.
Mm.
Can't do too much. Can't do
Yes.
too much investing in crypto.
Mm.
So what do you think that does with crypto? It brings
Brings
it
it.
in line with the
Yes.
equity, like the NASDAQ, the S&P, and all the rest of them. It brings it from here with the equities to about right
Today.
there with the equities. We used to be able to, when the equities were tracing,
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
retailers would run to crypto market and be like, "I forget y'all.
Yes.
Y'all forget the man. We're going to do it ourselves." But since institutions have gotten involved in crypto, the man is now crypto.
Ooh.
So crypto used to be a way of sticking it to the man.
Mm-hmm.
But the man
Mm-hmm.
is like, well, I want some of this too. And now the man is crypto.
Ooh.
So now you've got this balance between the stock market and the crypto market. And at the top of it is the Fed.
Ooh.
And the Fed is saying if inflation is high and the interest rates are high, well, guess what? That's going to affect how you can invest. But if interest rates come down to this 2%, then that's going to definitely affect how much money you got, how you can be risk off, and you
Yes.
can invest more into the crypto or the stock market.
Wow. Why? This is a question different than the cryptocurrency question, Jason, about the Federal Reserve chair. Why was he replaced? Is it do
Oh,
they
his
serve a
term, his
certain
term
amount of
expired.
time?
Yeah, his term expired. So you're talking
Time.
Chairman Powell? Yeah, his term
Yes,
expired. And what people should realize, he was appointed by 45, who's now
absolutely.
47,
Yes,
and Walsh, who's the current, who was appointed by 47. Number 45, who appointed Powell, had deep faith and trust in him. When he became 47, he wasn't in love with him that much. And it was like, we need to get him out of there. Now
yes,
he appointed Walsh, and Walsh testified before Congress and said, well, I'm going to try my best not to be influenced by number 47, just as his predecessor uh, would not allow himself to be. And the thing is who in the world wants the Fed to fail on their watch?
I know. Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Lastly, let's talk about slightly contentious topic: U.S. legislation.
Yeah.
How is it, or isn't it, the legislative branch of government reshaping crypto market architecture? I'm really curious about that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just approach that one real simply. So we had this thing called the Genius Act, and that really had to do with kind of understanding stable, how we're going to operationalize stable coins. It was a crypto bill um, that kind of introduced the mandates for how we're going to classify products and developers
Yeah.
when it came to cryptocurrency. So that was part one, and that's already been passed. So that defines the policies. Then
Yes.
you got the Genius Act. This is essentially about the structure. Who's in charge? What is it? The SEC? Is it the CFTC? Which one are going to have oversight, and what are they going to have oversight of when it comes to the cryptocurrency ecosystem?
Yeah.
And also, how are you going to be taxed?
Absolutely.
Okay, always remember that. If the government's
Absolutely.
involved, they got to find a way to get your money.
It's the truth. Every time.
But the thing is governments need to benefit, um, institutions need to benefit, retailers or people need to be able to have see the value. And so this really is all about setting the conditions and the framework for a new way of transacting when it comes to global finance.
Absolutely. I tell you what, great information, Jason. I'm telling you, it makes you think of how much we don't know and how much we've got to learn and keep up with what's going on in our world. I want to say thank you so much for being a co host and a contributor to our cryptocurrency conversation.
So much for having me.
So, Jason, we look forward to getting you back here and talking with us. We want you to have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your summer. Hopefully, you can get back with us soon and share more about cryptocurrency.
Fantastic. I look forward to it.
Thank you. Have a great day.
All right.
All right. God bless you. I tell you what, man, it's just marvelous to get information and hear from a perspective of someone that is, doing research and, you know, getting into the cryptocurrency arena and bringing us this very, very important information. Uh, Jason encourages you all to get up and start getting into researching on your own, asking questions, because guess what? This thing called cryptocurrency not going nowhere. And the more we know, the better off we're going to be. And so he encourages you all to just go ahead. You know what? There's so much information on this thing called in technology and in this technological world. It's so much that you can know and learn. He also talks about the scams, and it's something that we need to know because we can fall into divers temptations and all kind of pitfalls by being ignorant, by not knowing, by listen to wrong information, by not doing our homework. And so I want to encourage you as well to make sure you pay attention when we have the conversation on FYI with Jason Baker, to make sure you're listening and listening carefully, and make sure you go and you see for yourself what's going on. Ask questions. Make sure you are going to credible sources so you won't fall behind the time or and can't keep up, or you end up in a place that you don't want to be because of ignorance and a lack of knowledge. So look, if you all have any questions for Jason, I can definitely get these questions to him so we can discuss when he comes on the next time. Make sure you DM me your questions, or you can send them to FYI Radio Show at gmail.com. FYI Radio Show live at gmail.com. I'll give you that again a little bit later. But make sure you let us know some of the things that you have on your mind, some of the things that you're thinking about, and questions that you feel like you need answered. Anything that Jason is not familiar with when it comes to cryptocurrency, he can research it. He can go and find the answers, and so we'll be here for you all if you need to get any more information. Hopefully he'll be back soon. And in the meantime, you all think about what was said, the topic, the information, and do your research and come back for the next time. And let's have a wonderful, wonderful dialogue on this thing called cryptocurrency. So look, before I go, I want to give you all some upcoming shows. We have a young lady, Fiona Huff, who's going to be on with us on our women's segment on Friday. Please come back on Friday at 9:30 a.m. and listen and learn about some of the things that's going on in her organization, in her life, some activities that are happening that she's a part of, and we want you to join us there. Let me shout out a few people before I go. Dominic, what's going on? Hi, Mary Buckins. Good to see you. I love money. I like that. I love money. We're talking about money. Um, I think it's M-O. I'm gonna spell it Mouhamed. Good morning, WDG. Hello, Strong. Hi, Lori. Hi, Thelma. What's happening? Apple user 94565. Hello. I think this is Pro Fishing. 33. Hi. What's going on? Is this Clag Super? I think that's what it is. I'm not sure. L underscore S or L dot SOBRINO. Hello, Ernie. Hi, Nita. Hello, double RWY. Let's see. So many of you all on. Edgar, what's happening? Danny, hi. Jace, I think JASE. There's another name that I cannot pronounce and spell it either. It is in another language. Beauty 74, hi. Leon, Unbothered, Pisces, hi. I think this is MTH. I think that's it. Silent underscore W off. Amanda Nicholas, good morning. And so many of you all are here. It's so good to see you. DOUNE 509. Good morning. In love, hi. Just so many wonderful folk here. And I just want to thank you for joining. Thank you for your support. I know my friend Sheila Robbs is somewhere around here. Then we have folk that are on Instagram, TikTok, and all LinkedIn. Make sure you all say something in the chat. And even if I can't shout you out right now, I can go on the platform and give you a heart or say hi or something to you all. But please make sure you say something to me in the chat and I will respond. Make sure you also follow me. You can go over to any of the platforms, Facebook Live, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok to Y Hinton or Yolnda Hinton. That's with the HINTON. And you can also, go to FYI Radio Show on those platforms and you will see the show. So yeah, please make sure you follow and I'll follow you back. I've been following quite a few of you all on Instagram, have followed me. I've been following you back. And TikTok, of course, yes. Facebook and everybody else. You definitely know that I will be following you and making sure we stay connected. That's the main thing, to stay connected. Speaking of connection, I'm connected with some ladies, some beautiful women that's going to be a part of as contributors actually on the show. And we're interested in some things talking about self-care and other things for women and families. And so we want to invite you all to be a part of a dialogue. We're going to introduce the ladies first, and then we're going to introduce their brands, and you're going to get familiar with them, and they're going to be talking about some of the things that are close to their heart, some of the things they want to share with you. And then collectively, we'll be talking with ladies, and we want you to join us because we want to have panel discussions right here, live, online, in living color. And we want to talk about these things. And we want to make sure you all are included. So when the time comes, we want you to join us for that, those wonderful dialogues and information from our contributors. As a matter of fact, we'll have one on Friday. Miss Fiona Huff, I mentioned her, and she'll be on, and we'll get a chance to talk about her brand, who she is, and what she does. We want you to get familiar with them. They'll be on sometimes with me. Sometimes they'll be on by themselves or with a special guest or, with the panel or with an audience. And so we have gone ahead, had our meeting, our first meeting, and we're very very excited about it. Now, we're not going to leave the guys out. Eventually, we will be going that way and just pulling in guys that are interested in our issues concerning men or anything that men feel is important. These contributors will come on and share, and they'll pull in speakers or guests or panels or audience, and we'll have a wonderful discussion. You know, we on Wednesdays we have our men issues, and on Fridays we have our women issue segment. So we just kind of gonna expand, and of course we're gonna be on our platform on Monday evenings at 6 p.m. with various topics and things like that. So continue to join me Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9:30 a.m. on all social media platforms. Don't forget FYI After Dark on Mondays at 6 p.m. We'll have some great topics, great conversation, and we will join and just get to know one another. We had a great guest on our Monday night, Nichelle Buffalo. She's running for Chesapeake City Council. Make sure you all support. Make sure you support her organization, Buffalo Family and Friends nonprofit. Go to the website and check her out. Doing great things in the community and really, really going forth. And she's put her in the water. She's put her hat in the race, and she is running for city council. She wants to be a leader in the city council, and we need good leaders. So I'm looking forward to her winning, her coming back on and sharing more about the vision with the Chesapeake City Council and where she fits in. Don't forget, Monday we have Raynard Boyce, who is a financial expert, and he has the Money and More segment. And we're going to talk about money, how we spend, how we create money, invest money, how we steward, how we manage. Oh my goodness, Lord, we need to know how to be able to take care of ourselves and our family by having knowledge and information on how money works. Raynard Boyce, he'll be Monday at 6 p.m. I think it's 6 p.m. Anyway, I will announce it. I believe it's 9:30 a.m. on Monday. So make sure you all join us. Fun Friday and around the town. Definitely you'll be hearing more. Summer fun. It's still summer, y'all. I hope you've been having a good time. I know I have. I have just absolutely been enjoying the summer and, just doing things that I really, really love to do. Enjoying family and just having a wonderful, wonderful time. And so, look, we will see you. Don't forget Monday Sports Talk. We're going to come with our Monday Sports Talk, especially as we begin to near the NFL season. Right now, on our Mondays, we are just allowing our contributors and special guests to come on with various topics. In the meantime, we will be sharing our sports talk as soon as possible. Look, again, let me mention the sponsors of Bulvic Academy, BULVIC Academy.com. Get over there and check out. You got kids, if you are an adult that ever been bullied or was a bully or a bystander, there's information about, how we can learn more about this thing called bullying. In October, let me say it now, October 2026, this year, will be a youth pizza and dialogue talking about bullying and some things that our youth are going through. And they will dialogue, they'll problem solve, they'll do activities, they'll win prizes, and we want you all, and they'll eat pizza. So we want you all to govern yourself accordingly and prepare your kids if you have a youth group. And we're going to try to do the online where we can pull in an audience of youth where they can be a part of our dialogue, in-house dialogue. We'll have a location. We'll give that location as well. And you are going to have to sign your youth group up so you can come by and we can have a wonderful conversation with parents and the youth. And let's see if we can try to solve this problem of bullying. Let's see if we can eradicate it. And it's nothing wrong with giving it a try. In the meantime, if you want to be a special guest sponsor, intern with the Hinton FYI Morning Show or After Dark, please, 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 you can inbox me wherever you are, what platform, or you can email at FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com. The be blessed. One more thing before I go. Crystal Community Development Corporation, which is in partnership with Bulwick Academy, LLC, bringing the October Peace and a Dialogue. Crystal Community has a Young Women Achieving Success and Young Men Achieving Success mentoring program, recruiting in the girls department, girls from 10 to 17. Boys a little bit younger, maybe like 7 or 8 up until 18 years old. But in October, yes, the Young Women Achieving Success mentoring program will be back. We take a break during the summer, and we want your girls to be a part of it. Don't wait too late, honey. We want your girls in there, and right now it's open to new young ladies. We already have a set of young ladies there, but we're open to bringing more girls so we can really, really have a great program. You can actually write Cristo Community at Cox.net, CRISTO Community at Cox.net. I'll also put up the information, the brochure, or send you the brochure. You can email me and ask for it, or either in the DMs. Let me know, hey, let me get that flyer or that brochure so I can see what's going on with the Young Women Achieving Success program. In the meantime, you all be blessed. Have a wonderful day. This is hump day. You should be up and popping. It's the middle of the week. You should be feeling good and fresh. Hopefully you are. We want to say thank you again for you all that have joined us. You all are a blessing. In the meantime, I will see you all later. Oh, yes, I'll see you Friday. In the meantime, enjoy your day, enjoy your summer, and come back Friday for Friday fun. God bless you. We're going to see you all then. TikTok, say bye to you first. Later.